Moving on to board member committee comments. Member Almond, did you attend any committees
I
on our
did.
behalf? Thank you.
Business Advisory Board. One thing for Ms. Schaffner to note, the outgoing chair, Mr. Brown, is very interested in red bags.
Oh.
For the entire Business Advisory Board. He'd like to start a competition. I don't know how many. Mr. Rinaldi will let you know that number. We talked about college career resources and how we do the internship fair for the students to do something similar for college and career. They also discussed the access to students to offer them jobs as well as internships. So specifically the seniors is what they were talking about. And we went to Oviedo High School for the Bioscience Technology program, which caused a great delay in the meeting because half of the group stayed and couldn't leave the classroom. They were having such a great time. Mr. Brown, again, who was the outgoing chair, he works for Wigginton Fire Systems, and he spoke at the Castleberry Chamber about HR tips. It was very interesting, and I shared the information with Mr. Carnes. Castleberry Chamber also just had their Promoting Prosperity scholarship reception, which many of you were there, and gave 7 $1,000 scholarships out to students, Lake Howell, Lyman High School, and Warner Springs High School, so that was very well received. And Central Florida Public School Boards Coalition, Representative Broder was there speaking yesterday. He talked about predicting cuts in healthcare as opposed to cuts in education. And then all the districts shared best practices on their career tech ed and exceptional student education programs. And that's my report.
Thank you so much. Member Schaffner.
Yes, a couple of things. Major events is actually, I serve on the foundation board, and they had their big golf tournament yesterday. Very successful, wonderful day. Gosh, the weather was gorgeous. And we had a full 2 flights. So I think we've made a lot of money on that, but all this goes back into the programs that are supported through the foundation. That was a great event, and several of you were there. Thank you for being there. We always have wonderful support from our business community for that. And then the Seminole County Regional Chamber had their fun run, or their run, 2 weeks ago on Sunday. It was a little chillier there than it was yesterday at the golf tournament. But it was a great day for running, and we had a 5K and a 15K. Again, they had over 1,000 runners, and that's just going to continue to grow. So we're very happy with the way that's going, and again, that's a fundraiser for the chamber.
Thank you. Member Bauer.
Yes, I had a CalNO meeting. Just to let you know, the membership of CalNO has voted to include the Seminole Soil and Water Conservation District as a member. Whether they will be a voting member depends on our attorney's interpretation of statute, which I don't think allows them to be a voting member, but we'll see.
Thank you. Vice Chairman Lockhart.
I don't think statute really allows for CalNO anymore, but that's a whole nother discussion. We've had that.
Yes. You might want to bring that up when you have your attorney look over the paperwork.
Okay. So, and because I was not here for the last meeting, and I want to thank you all so much for being so gracious and sending so many wonderful notes and warm thoughts. Really, our staff sent me some very sweet notes on the passing of my father-in-law very unexpectedly, and that's why I wasn't here at our last board meeting, and so I'm sorry I wasn't here, but I appreciate everyone very much, your support. It's been a very, very unexpected, trying time for our family, so thank you. I participated in the Florida Hospital Active Kids Summit, which was interesting down at Florida Hospital South in Orlando. It was actually spearheaded by the First Lady Michelle Obama's group. Didn't know that when I said I would go, but I wound up down there, and there was actually a lot of very good discussion. The folks from the health department were there. At that time, they were happy to see me. They might not be happy to see me in the future at other events, but we had a really great opportunity to hear some of the different things that are going on in school districts around the state to encourage students to a more healthy, active lifestyle. A lot of great resources were shared. Deb Cottle who is also probably not going to be speaking to me anymore, has left the building, and she was there, had a great time. She's going to share, I think, with staff and then eventually with all of us the different ideas that she came away with and things that we can probably implement here. Good stuff. Let's see, I've participated in the RFPs for both life, voluntary benefits of life, dental, and vision. All three of those were in the same week. They were quite an interesting group of responses. I think we came away with some very good options for our employees. Actually wound up being able to save our employees some money with a couple of the contracts were able to go back after best and final and come away with more for less, which doesn't happen very often. So that was a very good, and I think that we'll be having an update on that at our upcoming joint insurance work session, perhaps. Participated in the Positive Behavior Pathways Committee meeting at Lake Mary High School. That is the old Discipline Committee, renamed, and really excited about the direction that that's going, talking a lot less about the minutia and how do we deal with behavior after it happens, and more talking about ways to prevent the behavior in the first place, developing relationships in particular with faculty and staff members with our students. That's going to be a great group. Value Adjustment Board met. That's the county, the school board, and a couple of citizen representatives. I'm not sure how much you all care about an update on the Value Adjustment Board. It's the same story, same song, different verse every year. People think their properties are being overvalued, they're overtaxed. We say, yeah, not so much, and then they appeal it, and we go from there. So we're starting up a new year of that. Our insurance committee met just last week, I believe. Chad does a great job of chairing that committee. Katie is our secretary again, and she does a wonderful job with the minutes, and I can have those forwarded to you all so you can see what the discussion was there. Still talking about wellness incentives, and I'm not quite sure when we're going to stop talking about wellness incentives, but that seems to be the ongoing topic, trying to find things that will incent our employees in a meaningful way, which usually means financially, yes, cash money, to participate in things that will help improve their health, which will hopefully then thereby lower our health costs. So those are the things that I have been up to.
Great. I represented this board on the Wellness Committee, and one of the newest offers that we can now offer our team is Sports Authority is allowing all of our employees to just show up with their employee ID on any weekend and receive 20% off of any of their purchases.
Oh, wow.
And we're also reviewing the wellness incentives that were presenting to us at our last insurance work meeting. We want to make sure that we're making it meaningful, but we have some good outcomes with that. So we're really brainstorming and looking at best practices nationwide to try to duplicate that here locally. And as far as the Sanford Chamber, they hosted the State of the Cities address that's always entertaining with the West Volusia mayors and mayors from Longwood and Sanford. Very lively discussions, but I think it shows you that there really isn't a white picket fence between
That's right.
counties, which we know because we work so well collaboratively through Central Florida School Boards Coalition. And they also are passionate about supporting our teachers in education, and they're doing book drives for our Sanford schools and hosted at Greenwoods Lakes an appreciation breakfast for our teachers there at a teacher's workday. So I'm proud of our positive relationships with them. So those are my committee reports.
Can I ask about the Sports Authority? How are employees going to be notified of that?
It was in the last at the core.
Okay.
I read it on my phone the other day, but they're also with the next communications of many different wellness initiatives that will just be one of many. So I think we're really trying to get the word out there to what other partnerships can we do with local businesses or local activities or, gyms to not have any more March Madness with our Fitbit, but other ways that we can, work together as a district and support each other. Yes, Ms. Beeman.
I just received an email, Madam Chairman, regarding the need for advice on one of our pending cases, and wanted to, I've not had an opportunity to talk with Ms. Moramis, but wanted to seek permission to schedule an executive session in the DO case versus the School Board of Seminole County. It's a circuit court case in a manner that is already convenient to one of the other work sessions or board meetings. So I can get with Ms. Moramis to actually schedule it, but wanted to get permission and ask for advice regarding that matter.
Board members, is that all right to have that meeting scheduled?
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you so much. Go forth and schedule another meeting. Moving on to public comments. Is there anyone who wishes to address the board at this time? Okay. Any unfinished business, new business, or your superintendent's report, Dr. Griffin?
We can